Hey, welcome to this pause for practice. I'm grateful that you're here, and I am grateful that once again, whatever you've been doing, whatever I've been doing, we've just stepped outside of it and said, practicing presence, practicing being in relationship, a deeper relationship with ourselves, our inner systems, what's around us, the connectivity that is available to us when we tap in is something worth doing and something worth doing regularly, small increments in the flow of our days so that we can build that so that when we are in maybe a challenging situation or maybe a situation we just really want to soak up because it's so delicious, we can bring some of these things in an integrated and seamless kind of way, the more that we are able to practice them. So some of the things we'll do will be big movements and things. So you might, if you are standing, if you choose to stand, you can stand, sit, just make sure if you're sitting, just make sure if you're going to move with some of the suggestions that you are clear to do that without knocking anything over or hurting yourself. And you can also have a chair available if you want. I've got one behind me in case I want to sit down in the course of our time together. So wherever you are, if you've chosen to sit, stand, or lie, just take a moment and just notice in a subtle way. You can close your eyes if you want to tune in a little bit more, but just notice your tailbone and the top of your head. And you might place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. And whether you're seated or standing or lying, just rocking at the tail, at the hips a little. So you're just kind of gently rocking the tailbone, undulating with a flexion and then relaxing that and kind of coming a little bit of exaggerated tailbone towards the floor. And just notice as you do that, how that ripples in other parts of your body, what your knees do when that happens, how it impacts your feet. And then just bring a little attention to your crown at the top of the head and just kind of keeping an elongated, almost imagining that there's a little string that's at the top of your head, just kind of pulling up. It's a gentle kind of elongation of the spine. And then taking a few more movements like this flexion at the tailbone and then relaxing it down and just bring the breath in. So as you breathe in, let the breath come down into the belly and the hand on the belly. It's almost like the belly falls open into the hand. And then as you flex back and exhale, you can draw the the tummy, the belly button, that area that's falling open a little bit more towards the spine. So kind of contracting it back. And we'll take about 5 breaths like that. So you're inhaling as you flexion the tail towards the wall behind you, and you're exhaling as you drop the tailbone down and draw the belly in. 3 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale all out. And then with the next inhale, breathe it in deep. And then hold for a count of 3 on the inhale. And just feel that fullness. And then as you exhale, exhale even slower, a little longer, and move slow and long too, so that the breath is moving at the same rate as the movement, drawing the spine back down. Take 2 more like this. So really coordinating the breath and the movement, holding the fullness for a pause. And then as you gently exhale, and then holding the emptying for a pause. And inhale. Pausing and then exhale. Make this the slowest exhale that you've had as of yet. Let it all go out and then press out a little more. And then on the next inhale, Just release the movement and just go back to that gentle attention to the tailbone, the top of the head. Notice that elongation. Notice your feet, legs, and knees. If there's any tension, just relax it a little. Maybe tuck the chin down a little to elongate at the back of the neck. And just take a moment, take a few breaths, and just notice. Notice what you notice in your body, having focused, moved, generated some warmth, some heat, some fluidity, some flexion in the low belly and the spinal column towards the bottom and into the hips. And then with the next breath, draw the breath down and begin to bring the breath as low as you can in the pelvic floor. Inhaling full and deep, continuing with that same sort of long, deep inhale. Hold the pause and exhale, slowly let it out. Pause at the exhale completion and then inhale. So just noticing that here we're now removing the movement and the flexion, but we're noticing how if we keep our breath focused and concentrated in the pelvic floor, in the hips, in the low belly, that we can create a similar sort of grounding, bringing our breath deep into and stimulating our connectivity through our roots, through our legs, through that point below our center of gravity, and just really feeling into that connection with the earth. And take 3 more breaths like this. And now with each inhale, adding a little visualization that as you breathe, your energy is moving down and you are tapping in through your energetic root system into the earth's body herself, beginning with whatever you're seated on or standing on, the foundations of the structure you're in, down into the earth's soil, her mycelium sort of field of connectivity, deep down into the waters as they flow and move under the earth, within the earth, down into her crust. And just if you want to release, if you haven't already, any sort of focused concentration with the breath. And just staying here with this connectivity. And so you're still breathing, but you're not directing your breath in any particular way, but just feel yourself breathing with the life that you are situated among, that is similarly connected to, arising through, dependent upon this magnificent creative pulse, intelligence, energy that has given forth every form of life, every innovation that we see in the field of life. So many innovations that we are surrounded by. Just feeling into anything that you are seeking in your own activities of life, in any area of your life that you desire to be able to tap into, to draw from, to really channel that innovative intelligence, that innovative creativity. Just feel that by breathing in and focusing into that connectivity that you have with Earth and with her creative force, that you can draw upon that pure creativity in a way that can bypass, in a good way, that can move through, that can burst through, break through, however you want to put it, any of those things, those beliefs that we hold, doubts that we hold, doubts about anything that has to do with this place that you want to bring some innovative energy. Any of our obstacles that are within us to being able to see what could spring forward, could develop, what tweak, what adaptation could emerge that would be just the innovation that would shift this conundrum or this question in a direction that you're desirous to move it towards more harmony, more beauty, more efficiency, more effectiveness, greater impact, whatever it is. And we'll just take about a minute or two, just in quiet and just in your own way, just noticing what you notice, any feelings, any sensations, any ideas that come up. And just keep this connection and this invitation, this opening, keep it present alongside any other thoughts, sensations, feelings. You can notice them too, create a space for them, allow them. But just letting this connection stay primary, even as other things are popping up or popping in. Now, taking our visualization one step further, just imagine that whatever area of your life you may have played with in this practice, just imagine you're in that setting, wherever that kind of unfolds, whatever context that is. And imagine you're there and whatever activities are involved with that, people, topics, materials, they're at hand and you're in it, right in the flow of that. And just imagine that you bump up against something, an inner thought or feeling, or an external thing that feels like an obstacle to whatever it is you'd like to see this, wherever you'd like to see this go. Just imagine that you're in that, and that pops in or comes in from outside of you or inside of you, and you just take a moment. Maybe you take this little tilting of the hips for a moment and breathe into it as sort of like a visceral, physical connection with that energy and this opening, this connection. Maybe you just do the breathing in the lower hips, the low pelvis, and feel that connection. But just noticing yourself, it's like rehearsing, right, for the practicing this in those moments. You just see yourself, you're there, and you're like, okay, this is all happening. And maybe there's some obstacle or discouragement or whatnot, but I'm going to tap into this primary connection, this source of creative, innovative life force intelligence. And I'm going to invite what can come through me to come. And I'm going to stay with that even as this is unfolding and just allow. And then taking a moment and just honoring yourself for practicing in the moment, practicing in the flow of life, even if it's just in a rehearsal, an imaginary rehearsal, you did it. Bow to yourself, bring yourself back to this moment, right where you are. And just take a deep breath back into the hips, but this time let the breath flow from the hips into the heart, into the upper chest. And as you exhale, just take your arms down to the side of your body. And with the next breath, let your arms float up as the breath fills low belly, chest, upper chest, all the way up. And exhale slowly, draw your hands to your third eye center. And just taking a pause, a breath here. May this practice support you to open up that connection to insight, to innovation, in whatever situation you'd like to bring it. And with the next inhale, breathe again. Low belly, mid chest, upper chest, full breath. Exhale, gently let the hands come down around your nose, land at your lips. May this practice support you to inner dialogue and outer dialogue through this channel, in line with this channel of innovation and openings and possibility. And with the next exhale, down your chin, your throat, and take one more of those big full body breaths, low belly, mid chest, heart, lungs, upper chest, upper lungs, shoulder blades. And then gently exhale and just bowing to your heart. May this practice support the courage and the beauty and the love that's in your heart. When you feel complete, you can gently open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'm appreciative of you. If you want to have a deeper dive with me, you can consider looking into a retreat I'm leading with my beloved collaborator Tanya in Portugal in early May. And come back to Plastic Practice. And I hope to see you in other beautiful spaces soon. Blessings.